What's up? So, welcome to my first ever affiliate stream. Kind of cool. So, what I wanted to do for this stream... Hey! Look at you bringing in the backup. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a stream about a passion of mine that I've been doing for a while now. Where I actually, pretty much since I was about probably 8 or 9, I've actually been designing my own comics for a long time. And recently, at least, make sure I have it pulled up over here. Yeah, so recently, at least, I've written a whole bunch, and I had one illustrated 2 years ago at this point. And right now I'm in the middle of negotiating, trying to get a second one illustrated. But regardless. And also, during this time period, for those of you guys who follow me on Twitter, you'll see that I've had a lot of inspiration for different ideas. And today, I just want to do a real short stream and just kind of go over a couple ideas I had. Maybe, like, start fleshing things out. But that'd be kind of cool. So, also, I figured, let's keep it classy. Let's add a little fireplace to it. Like... make it look real nice. Okay? So figure now, it's like, I'm not just streaming, like, having a little fireside chat. Like, feels good, right? Ooh, a little warm back there. Wink. So, before I get too ridiculous, let's jump over to here. So, hold on. We're missing something. Bam. Keep it classy with the fire. So, Will, Metal, hello. There is a couple of ideas I've been kicking around recently. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to show you guys at least the first that's a rather large fireplace. It is. I try to find something. I think it works. It's like a little fireside chat. But what I want to do now is I want to show you guys at least the one comic that I have had illustrated so far. So, I have a whole bunch of characters, a whole bunch of different settings I've been kicking around literally since I was like 9. And the one that I actually ended up finally illustrating is a comic that I called I'm in the fire. Because I'm on fire. Because my ideas are so good. So, the one I finally had illustrated a while ago, which by the way, I think I might be dropping frames. And if that's true, I'm sorry. My computer's being really weird. Within the past couple days. Like, it'll be fine one day and then shit the next. So, if that's happening, I apologize. But the comic that I did have illustrated is a comic I called Shadow. Which, Shadow was a character I made. Granted, I know Shadow seems like a weird name. Hey! Charlie with the host. Awesome. So, Shadow was a character that I had made a while ago, which I've gone through so many different iterations of this character, and originally it was called Wrath. Like, I had like 5 different names, and I eventually went with Shadow, just something simple. Basically, this character is kind of not so much my take on Batman, but he's kind of a Batman-ish superhero. Without getting too much into it, he's a former Marine who is sent to a military base in a fictional place I called Red Creek, and he kind of gets embroiled in the conflict between the police and the military and the criminals, whatever. I'm still working out the first main story arc. I have most of it done. I have the first 4 issues written, and the 5th and 6th one I have at least planned out, but I haven't finished writing them yet. But I wanted to at least show you the one that I have had illustrated right now. So let me pop this up. Boop. Okay, so let's look at page 1 real quick. So this is the one I've had. Really? There we go. Okay. So, I mean, I'm not going to show you everything because obviously if I do eventually have this, like, get published or whatever. But, I mean, this is the art style of the first one. Let me skip ahead to the splash page. So this page and the one next to it are supposed to be the splash page, which is like the big thing, like when you open up it's full size. So this is Shadow. And the first arc is called Into the Light, Shadow, Light. Chapter 1, which is the first issue, is called Darkness Falls. And basically this is kind of like uh, an introduction into the character, as well as kind of like showing you why he is who he is. And the cool thing is, I wanted to his origin. Like, let me. So basically, this is his origin. Basically, it's all this. It's these flashbacks on the first page. So I thought it was cool to kind of like not have a full origin issue, just 'cause I feel like that would take too long. And if I wanted to, I could always go back and redo an origin issue. But whatever. So, you know, first issue is just him kind of going around the city, introducing you to a couple different characters. So this character, this is Grim Jim, who is the leader of the Irish mob, or one of the lieutenants of the Irish mob. So he has a fight with him. Of course, he beats Jim, interrogates him, and then, of course, the way the comic ends is we have our main villain for the first arc being teased a bit here. And he would eventually be revealed later, but at least that's the first issue. So that is Shadow. The other comic I've had so far is a comic called Spire, which is my take on kind of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They are a organization where basically they're government operatives. They handle a bunch of different threats. This one was a lot less superpowered and a lot more like spies and intrigue. Although I think I only have 3 issues of this one written. Let me just double check to see if this is the right one. Okay, so there's 2 characters in this one. There's Clayton Lawson and Becky Gibson, who are both just run-of-the-mill government agents. And throughout the course of this comic, they are fighting with a terrorist organization over this drug that can be used to give people superpowers. So Clayton and Becky are like basically one of the issues. They're tracking down a another like the terrorist who like attacked their headquarters and stole some of the serum, and they track him down. They're chasing him, and there's this huge chase scene, and their van flips and like knocks both of them out. So Clayton wakes up like in the hospital days later and goes through this huge procedure where like he dies, but when he comes back, not dies, but like he dies on the operating table for like a minute. But when he comes back, his body, he was injected with this serum that manifested superpowers in him. So he has like the ability to control metal. I know a lot of my characters are kind of based off of other mainstream ones, but I mean, you gotta start somewhere. And then Becky gets fucked up in the crash, and her thing is she gets replaced with like cybernetic enhancements, and she like. Her whole thing in the comic is that she hates guns. She only likes bow and arrows. So she gets like with her cybernetic implants, like her aim is perfect, and she's like a Deadshot sort of. Not Deadshot the criminal, like Deadshot like the skill. So she eventually will go on eventually to help him in his adventures. And the funny thing was these 2 characters were based on a different comic that I had made. That this series shoves them off into another series and would keep going. I have a lot of big plans, as you can tell. But the 2 that I want to talk to you guys about, at least right now, speaking of which, how are the frames? Are they bad? Because it looks like it's bad on my end. And if it is, I apologize. But Whale and Metal, you will like the first one. The first idea I have is for a comic I'm calling Harbinger. Because it's going to be based in either, maybe not exactly in the Harbinger universe, which is the game that we play, but I've had a actually, I wish I could grab it, but it's being used to prop up my green screen right now. But there is a friend of mine and I created our own like sci-fi universe years ago, like fully fleshed out universe. Like we have planets, systems, alien species, like all this stuff, and we did it when we were like 12 or 13 because basically we love Star Wars so much we thought, hey, like why not make our own version of it. So I've been kind of waiting. That's kind of like been my baby for a long time, and I've been waiting for the right time to make a story in that universe without like just making like a run-of-the-mill sci-fi thing. So kind of with everything going on with the Harbinger game and the idea of like all that stuff, I was thinking about taking the mechanics of Harbinger, which is a buffering a bit. Okay. which is a sci-fi reskin of 5e, 5th edition D&D, and taking those mechanics but putting it in the universe I've already created. So I'm not using the Harbinger universe, I'm not using Harbinger lore, but I am using the mechanics of how the game works and popping that into a different different universe. And the oh my god, these frames are really pissing me off. Hold on. Let me try something real quick. I'm going to drop my bitrate even more. Maybe that'll do something. Drop it to 2000. What does that do? Does that do anything? Okay. So, drop it down to 2000. But the other one that I've been working on, or at least had the idea for earlier today and even before then, is a comic I'm calling Your Tide. Where, for those of you guys who follow me on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, you know that I play in a D&D game on Mondays called World of Galatea. And I had this really cool idea to make a comic based off of that D&D game. And, I mean, as of right now, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to, make the comic based off of the adventures so far, or if I'm going to create a brand new adventure. I might do a balance of both. I mean, who knows? But I think both of those are pretty cool. So, at least for right now, let's look at Harbinger. So, let me move this out of the way. Oh, hold on a second. Take a sip. Okay. So, for Harbinger, I've got my characters. So, first character is Rodusky Marks, which, funny story, the Marks family is a family name I've been using for years. Like, my first ever real character that I came up with was a guy named Bartor Marks. Don't ask me how I came up with the name. I literally think I just grabbed letters and just made something fit. But I've been using him for like just a shit ton of stories. And actually, give me 1 second. I may have to take the green screen down for a second to show you. But I have a big case right here that I have all my comic stuff in. So give me 1 second. The green screen might come down just so I can open the box and get to it. But I'll show you what I mean in a second. Okay, so what do you think we are, stalkers? Okay, so this is my little binder. This is the exact binder that my friend and I made our galaxy in years ago. So, like, for instance, oh my god. So my friend has his character made, which actually, let me show it to you. So, excuse the white thing. So this is the character my friend made years ago. And that was his character. Like, he had hit, like, we made our spaceships. Like, we made all kinds of stuff. And the one funny thing that I really do want to show is, for those of you guys, again, who follow me on Twitter, you've seen me post pictures of my doodles, my drawings, which I wish I had some in front of me, but it's over in the other room. But, like, for instance, this was one of the first pictures I ever drew of the character of Bartor, and it's bad. It's really bad. But I like to think I've gotten better over time, at least. But let me just show you one thing. So we have a bunch of characters in the front, mostly drawn by my friend Chris. A couple bad guys. Hold on. I'm trying to find a very specific thing. So ship. That's a person. It's a soldier. Here's the different alien species. We even is it really? God damn. Okay. So this is the different alien species we made. I'm not gonna pull them all out. But the thing I'm looking for, here we go. Perfect, found it. Okay. In this universe, there are 4 different factions. That each faction has its own thing. So we had the Valorian Republic and the Savician Empire. So that's like the good guys and the bad guys. And then we had the, what was it called? Galantian Alliance and the Outer Territories, which are like the 2 kind of neutral ones. And from there, having the actual factions, me being a huge fucking nerd, I actually have a galaxy map of like exactly where each subsector is, like each planet, things like that. And it goes even more in depth too, because like I'm not going to show you every single one, but let me just pull a couple out real quick. I even took the time to make like the planets and like different details about the planets. I even have like their sector coordinates, like bad. Huge nerd. But regardless, this whole setting that my friend and I made, like I've wanted to use it forever. But it's kind of thing like you put so much into it, you really don't know what to use it on or like how to use it correctly, I guess, for lack of a better term. But I figure at least with this might be a pretty good start. And like I've actually had, oh my god, wow, these are so old. Holy hell, I have not looked at these in so long. Okay, so these, oh my god, these are actually, wow. So, oh my god, it's so bad. So, this is the original script I wrote for a comic that I called Space Riders. Space Riders and the Aliens from Planet Karutan. Holy hell. This is from like 7th grade. Oh my god, so bad. It's so bad. Oh, kick your routing, you're still dropping. Alright. Tell you what, Metal. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop the stream for a second, and I'll twiddle with it a little bit, and then I'll pop back up and see if that helps. All right, let me just type that real quick. I'm gonna drop stream to see if I can fix it. Okay, I will be right back. So hold on tight. Okay, let's see if this works any better. I mean, as of right now, it says cool. Okay. Okay, so, again, hopefully this works better. But regardless, what I was saying before I had to drop it was, like, all the things I'm finding now in this folder remind me of just, like, how, like, I haven't looked at this stuff literally since I was in, like, 7th grade. But, okay. Basically, what I want to do is at least start planning a little bit, this particular comic. And I guess what I should do is I should go grab... Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go grab the... oh my god, it's so hot in here now. I'm going to go grab my notebook that has my stuff that I've already kind of worked on. I'll be back in just 1 second. Which, speaking of which, I can now go to my Be Right Back screen. Turn the fireplace off. Bam. Alright, be right back. Shut up, Metal. Okay, so now that I'm back, pull this back into frame again. Bloop. All right, so we're back, good to go. Back to the streaming thing. Bam. Okay, so what I was where is it? Here it is. Okay, so this this notebook is actually something I carry around with me at work. Like, oh great, here come the frames again. something I carry around with me at work a lot, and pretty much. Hold on. Let me turn the fire off. Maybe that'll do something. Um, basically, like when I should be doing work, a lot of times, like if I have prep periods, like I'll do this stuff instead. But so this is some of the things I've shared with on Twitter recently. Like for instance, I have my 4 characters that I've been drawing. Let me just okay. So we have Eridania up here, who is based off of my girlfriend's D&D character. So let's throw her up here too. So we have Eridania. We have Contact Few. No, I didn't switch servers. That's why I'm really curious as to why this is being really shitty. Let me check. As far as I know, the servers are exactly the same. Yeah, it's the New York US East. I don't know why it's being a piece of shit. Yeah, I'm trying to think about why it's dropping so many frames, but I have no idea. I don't know. Alright, but regardless. Those are my characters. So I have them. These are my good guys, obviously, and let's drop I guess my main bad guy, for lack of a better term, for at least the beginning, is Prince Hadric. Hadric von Scylla. Okay, so these, at least right now, I have those 4 characters made up, at least. Yeah, and here it comes. It's gonna drop in just a second. It keeps switching back and forth. I don't know why. I ran a speed test. Speed test was fine. Upload at 5 megabits per second. Download like 120. So I honestly don't know why it's dropping so much. And now at least it seems like it's going in waves, where it's not always as bad. Give me 1 second. Let me try to fix something for a second. What if I drop this back to 1,000 again? Would that do anything? Auto encoder settings? What does that do? Higher equals less CPU. Let's see what this does. Apply. See if that does anything. Okay. But isn't this great? My first affiliate stream, dropping frames left and right. That's my luck. Sometimes I feel like my computer knows when I want things to go well, and it's like, nah, fuck you. So I have these characters up. Make a couple notes for each one. So Rodusky is the ship mechanic. He is part cyborg. So I'm gonna basically make notes for myself about certain things, and for instance, for Ro is basically young Chilii. So that's a note for me for later on, obviously. But Metal and Will, if you're still in the chat, you guys know who Chilii is. Chilii is a character I made for the Harbinger game, who is a crazy Russian space mechanic, who is he's just ridiculous. And which part? So when I first drew Rodusky, for a second I was like, wow, this is kind of like a young Chilii. Like I could imagine him this is who he grew up into. But that'd be kind of funny. So he's the mechanic. He's a lot more sane than Chilii is. I will say that. All right. So then Eridania. Eridania is the ship pilot. And she is the one that uses Astra, which again, Astra. When I say Astra, it's basically a sci-fi version of magic. Because the reason I liked at least the setting of Harbinger, which I'm going to transfer it into my own universe, is because I love the idea of having magic and technology. Kind of like if you've ever watched Titan's Grave. It's kind of the same kind of feel, which is why I think I liked Titan's Grave so much. But I mean, who knows? Alright, hold on. I'm sorry I keep fiddling. but I'm just trying to figure out why this is being such a piece of shit. Because it's roughly, it says dropping frames. I'm hovering around 35%. Oh, there, and that's 37. Awesome. All right. I don't know what happened that all of a sudden now it's being a piece of shit, because it worked pretty fine the other day. And I have no reason as to why it's all of a sudden doing this. Because as far as I know, I haven't changed anything. Wait, yes I have. Hold on, Metal. I'm going to drop it one more time. I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. And it's... Alright, Metal, I have no idea. I'm just going to go with it because no matter what I do, it keeps dropping frames. So I'm just going to leave it. But at least for right now, let's jump over to this guy. So, the Comtech... actually, technically... So Ro's going to be the captain, because I forgot Few is the mechanic. Okay. And then Prince Hadrick, we got is the Prince of... So here's the thing. I haven't decided if I want to... I haven't decided if I want to make him Prince of the Savician Empire that I've already made, or if I want to make him Prince of something brand new. So I'll leave that blank for right now. So Prince of blank. Don't know yet. But, plot. Now here's the thing. I haven't put a lot of thought yet into what I want the plot to be. Because I feel like I could do something simple, like just have them be smugglers, just have them be, like, treasure hunters. I don't know if I want to get them involved in, like, some big galactic thing, like, within the first couple issues. But I could see that, like, scaling up to it. Kind of, if that makes sense. So, at least, let me just throw down a couple ideas. So, we've got treasure hunters, smugglers, scavengers, mercenaries. Mercenaries actually might not be bad, because that way I could have them work for different factions. And, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make them mercenaries. Okay. So, mercenaries, their ship is called the Helios. I remember I came up with that the other day. So, sorry, I'm just angrily staring at the frames that are just being dropped left and right. So it keeps switching back and forth between, like, red, blue, not red and blue, red and yellow. Let me check some real quick. Open up my task manager, see what's going on. What is using up so much thing? Is it Bootstrap? What the fuck is that? I do have 100 different Chrome things open. My God. Actually, do I have 100? You know what it is? It's probably this. Leave. There it is. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I've been uploading a YouTube video the whole time in the background. I forgot that it was still uploading. What an idiot. Christ. Stupid. Fail. Fail. That's for me. That's for me. Stupid. God. See, that's affiliate. Yay. What is that check mark for? Oh, verified. No, it's verified. Yeah. So, found the reason why I was dropping so many goddamn frames. I was uploading a fucking YouTube video in the background. Idiot. Exactly. Exactly, Metal. Idiot. Christ, I need a fucking stronger drink than water. My God. Here I am, fucking twiddling with stuff, fixing bit rates, switching servers. I have a goddamn video uploading in the background. Noob. Noob. Okay, so I think I've settled on mercenaries, because I think I like the idea of them being able to go back and forth between different conflicts. So, Metal, you, having played in my Harbinger game, Um, basically, Eridania is the Mancer, Rodusky's the Treader, and Few is the Mechanist. Um, so, what I'm thinking of right now is they're mercenaries. So they're going to be working for different factions. So let's just make up what the factions are right now. There, of course, are going to be the Valorians, which are a bunch of people that I've been making them, like, since I was a kid. Like, that... Hold on, let me find it again. The Valorian symbol... Let me open it up and find it. It's a symbol I've been using for years, and honestly, I might actually get a tattoo of it pretty soon. It's this right there, the top one, the Valorian Republic. So we definitely have the Valorians. I'll throw the Savicians in there. Savicians, there we go. We have the Galatians. Galatians, sorry, not what Galatians. Yeah, Galatians, the fucking Bible shit. So it's not Galatians. Galatians. I'll figure it out. And then we have just the various outer territory. So these are the main ones that I at least have in my book. But I also might expand on them. I might make different ones. Who knows? But those are at least the 4 main ones. So right now, so we got Ro, Eridania, Ro and Airy, which, by the way, are their nicknames. Ro, Airy, and Few. Those are the crew members. So they're mercenaries. So, now, here's the thing. Do I want there to be a war going on and they're playing both sides? Or are they just being hired for, like, different jobs? What do you guys think? I'll put this one up to the chat. Because now that I'm not dropping frames anymore, you guys can fucking answer in, like, a normal fashion. So I'll let you guys decide. Do you think there should be a war going on and they're going back and forth in different battles? Or do you think that they're just basically guns for hire? Let's put our 2 choices up here. Guns for hire or war going on. Oh, I keep hitting my leg. It hurts. You know what that means, though? Good thing here, Metal. With frames not dropping, fireplace is back. Bam! Getting fucking classy as shit again. Although that is a big fire. Let's tone that fire down just a bit. There we go. Perfect. Keeping it classy. You guys are killing me. You guys are killing me without voting. All right. In that case, what I might do is, how about this? We'll combine the ideas then. So, the plot for this will be, there is a war going on. So, Valorians, brink of war. There we go. I like that better. Okay, brink of war. That works much better. So, we got a cold, basically we'll have a Cold War going on. So, we got Cold War. I was voting, but is it really behind it? Try to refresh it because I'm not dropping frames anymore, so it should bring you up to, hold on, let me just type it in there. Oh, and you're still behind? Yeah, all right. Okay, so Cold War, between, only to one second. Oh, that's not terrible. That's normal, isn't it? Right? Okay. Between Valorians and Savicians. Those two have always hated each other. For as long as I've made this universe, those two have always fucking hated each other. So we're gonna have that. So now they're mercenaries playing both sides. So let's come up with some conflicts. Or better yet, so what's gonna be the opening of the first issue? I like to always start off with them, like, right in the middle of something. So, let's think. What could be a good story hook for them to be involved? Like a mission they could be wrapping up. Or a mission they're in the middle of. So if they're mercenaries or guns for hire, how about they could be escorting someone or protecting a VIP and something goes wrong. So let's do that. Okay, so issue Start them finishing a job, speaking this month. Okay, so issue number 1. We got a couple potential ideas. So, idea number 1 is finishing a job and speaking with smuggler boss. Okay, and then idea 2 is in the middle of escort mission and something goes wrong. Okay, so one cool thing about that is obviously I'm writing down all of them because whichever one I use for the first issue, I could always use for the other ones. But I think it's cool because I can imagine each issue is them starting like each issue opens with them on a different job that eventually fucks up, and it's basically them trying to get out of whatever situation they fuck themselves into. Okay, so let's make it simple. So Metal, we'll go with your idea. For issue number 1 is going to... Pop that down a little bit. Okay. So issue 1, space zombies. Don't even fucking... You know what? No. No space zombies. Fucking hate space zombies. Slur subject. Alright, so they're finishing up a job and speaking with Smuggler Ball. So, let's figure out, first off, what was the job? Okay, and who is the boss? So, what was the job? We could do a simple smuggling job, obviously, if you're talking to a smuggler boss. Arms deal, maybe. Escort. They were bodyguards. Oh, how about this? How's this sound? So, whoever the smuggling boss is, they were hired as his bodyguards during an arms deal. And right now, they're wrapping up the arms deal, and he's paying them with either credits or maybe a new weapon or maybe information. All right, so let's do this first. So let's figure out who the boss is going to be. Stealing factions, combat enhancing drugs for smuggler that sells those. That's not that's not a bad idea. I do like that. Let's do a little thing. So we have combat enhancers. So we could also make that could be like serums, or it could be cybernetics. Okay. Because the other thing I realized too is I kind of want to throw a little Mass Effect into this as well, because I love the idea of the bionics in Mass Effect. So if I'm going to be using... Because I haven't entirely decided on whether or not I want to go with the whole magic route, or if it would make more of sense, it'd be more viable, like kind of like a Shadowrun or Mass Effect thing, where it's more like it's a bionic. Hey! Agents of Doom, thank you for the host. Appreciate that. So, I'll leave those up for right now. Both of those. Ooh, oh, it's the Mad Max song. Sorry, I love the song. It's really good. Turn this up on my headset. Turn it up for you guys a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, so, who is the boss? What is the smuggling boss's name? Is he human? Is he alien? As of right now, actually, I should probably specify this up here. So, Rodusky, obviously, Ro is a human. Okay. Ari is a race of people I made up called the Dara, which, basically in this, I guess, without saying it, she's kind of a half-elf or an elf-ish kind of thing. She has pointy ears, but she's not like she's not immortal. She doesn't live a long time. But Daras are a race of people I made a while ago, where if I remember correctly, Daras have, they had green skin and orange hair. I think so. I know I keep getting off topic, but basically I used to write stories on a Star Wars like fan fiction board, and one of the ones I made was I made my own independent government that I kind of roleplayed myself because I was a fucking loser. But I oh my god, it's gonna bother me so much. I had two races that mixed together, and I can't remember. I think Dara and Valerans, maybe. I always had Valorians. I know that. Which Valorians were just basically humanoids. God damn it! I forget. One of them had green skin and orange hair. The other one had like black skin and like reddish hair or like white hair, kind of like Drowish. Before I knew what a Drow was. Fuck, it's gonna bother me. All right. But regardless, Aerie is not gonna be. I don't think I'm gonna go green skin. That's too much. I'll work on her later. And then Few is a new alien species. Which let me just double check some real quick, because in the book, not the book, in the my handy dandy notebook here of things I made when I was 10. Maybe I have a name for a. Oh, that is not a good name. Let me see. Kalarans. There we go. Bam. I looked at my world map and I saw the worlds of the Kalar system, so Few is now a Kalaran. And this is what Few looks like. That's Few. Okay, and there's Eridania and Ro up top. And then that's the prince, which again I haven't decided what he's the prince of yet. I know he's just a prince. Which again I might scrap him altogether and you make him something else. Maybe he's a commander, whatever. But let's figure out this Persia. Shut the fuck up, Metal. All right. Let's figure out who do I want the smuggler boss to be. I need a name and I need an appearance, whether or not he's an alien or a human. I have not decided. Because I do think I want this smuggling boss to be a reoccurring character. Because I think that would be cool. Like, it's like he's the one that pops in every now and again to give him a job. Like, maybe, okay, so he's their contact. Okay, so smuggler boss is the contact for the Helios crew. Okay. I'm gonna, you know what, I'll just make it simple. I'll just make him a human. He's gonna be a human. And his name, let me try to whip up some of my inner sci-fi here and come up with a cool name for him. Let's see, what's a good sci-fi name? If you guys have any suggestions, just start throwing them out. But I'm trying to think of one. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go to a where is it? Seventh. There it is. There's actually a website I use a lot. I call it. It's called Seventh Sanctum. Seventh Sanctum. God, I sound like an Seventh Sanctum. And basically, it has like a whole shit ton of generators, like name generators. So I go there sometimes just to kind of get not to get names, because most of them are terrible. But just to kind of get like a just like inspiration for something. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about fantasy. I use it, don't get me wrong. It's just when it comes, like, some of them, I don't know. I mean, I might as well use it anyway. I'll use fantasy name generator. Fantasy names, evil, supervillain, steampunk, satyr. Do we not have sci-fi names? Why is there never God damn it. They have satyr, sea creature, selkie, servant, shapeshifter, siren. I don't. God damn it. Why do you not have any sci-fi names? No one ever has sci-fi name generators. It's really frustrating. Unless I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. Alien names. I don't want alien names. Fuck it. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go to GH. Let me Let me go to the... Where is it? Where's the... Ooh, actually what I could do is I might do this. I could use real life naming conventions for some of them. Maybe. Oh, what's all this stuff? This might be something. Other names? Sign... Pop culture. Here we go. I'm just gonna go Dungeons and Dragons names. Where's human? There we go. Human. Scroll down. Here, how about this? I'll pop this over here so I can give you guys a look at it too. Did that come up? It did. All right, so let's look for a name for our smuggler boss. Yeah, I'm gonna make it a girl. Like I feel like some of these are too exotic, which is why I don't always like using this website. Z, Valrana, Ivory, Ivroy, sorry, not Ivory. Tona's not bad. All right, let me write that down. Tona's not terrible. I'm gonna make a little list real quick, and then I'll ask you guys what you think. Although if you see one up there, let me know. So Tona was pretty good. Rail's not bad. I like most times I like something simple. Like I don't need like dumb Venru. Like that's too much. I don't need that right now. Sasne, Zen, Jareel. Like I feel like some of these they're exotics just for exotic's sake, if that makes sense. That's the thing. I don't know what I want to do here. Pirate names. I don't need pirate names. Yeah, Shaznaza. Like, what the fuck? Look at this. Look at this. Shaznaza. What person is looking at that like, oh my god, Shaznaza. Got it. Give me a freaking break. Alright, Star Wars races. I don't need Star Wars races. I could use Star Wars names. Mass Effect? Hey, alright, Mass Effect names. I'll take Mass Effect names. Alright, these aren't terrible. Alright, these are a little bit easier to work. These are easier to work with. Elise with I. That's not terrible. Ela, I do like... You know what? I'm gonna go with Ela. Alright, so her name is Ela. Ela what? Ela Shallcross? Nah. Ela Bash, Ela Flag, Eliza Thornberry! Ela Pons, Ela Pharaoh. That's not terrible. Ela Warwick. I'm gonna go with Ela Pharaoh. Ela Pharaoh. Kind of a nice little thing to it. Okay, so the smuggler boss is Ela Pharaoh, who is a human. Let's say she's about medium height. Let's make her a bit stockier. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna find a picture of exactly what I'm looking for this. So, for those of you guys who've ever seen the movie Wreck-It Ralph, I love the look of this character. Wreck-It Love. Why did I write Wreck-It Love? Because I was saying love. Idiot. Just what the hell is the character's name? I forget what her name was. I don't care about Wreck-It Ralph 2. Calhoun. That was her name. Calhoun from Wreck-It Ralph. Bam. Okay. So this is Ela. All right. Let's make copy that. Bam. So, god damn it. I don't need the whole fucking Google image page, you dum-dum. There we go. Alright, so that's Hila. Okay, perfect. That's going to be Hila. Although, Hila's going to be a little bit bigger. Not bigger. I like the idea of Hila being, like, stronger, if that makes sense. So, like, I think, yeah, basically this, but just, like, bulkier. And that's going to be Hila. Perfect. Alright, so there's Hila. Stop clicking on Pure Tide. I'm not doing Pure Tide yet. Doing Pure Tide another time. Alright, so that's Hila. Hila is their boss. So, okay, so we've got their first job. Their first job is they were stealing combat enhancers from one of the other factions, bringing it to Hila. Hila's going to sell them to somebody else. So, that's our beginning. Now we need a hook into the main story of at least the first issue. So I think the first overall arc is going to be them going from being mercenaries to being on someone, probably the prince, whoever the big bad guy is for the first arc, getting on their radar. So I think what would be best is at least the way the first issue should end with them doing something that pissed off the prince or pissed off someone, and now they're on their hit list. So, let's do this. So, save that again for later. So, oh, no. Don't go back out. Go back out. There we go. So, finished stealing enhancers and selling to Hila. Okay? Hila then tells them about... now, here's the thing. Do I want to throw in an artifact? Or would it make sense, like, maybe there's a big stockpile that... Okay, here's my two ideas. So, tells them about one of two things. Either there is a powerful artifact worth a lot of money, which to them, they're thinking of just selling it, but maybe whoever the bad guy is wants the artifact for whatever power it has. A lot of money. Or there's a stockpile of something they have to steal from under whatever the faction is. Okay, so I've got those two options. Of those two, what do you guys think? What do you think, chat? Which one of those two do you think sounds probably the best? Artifact? Okay, I do like the artifact better too. So let me make another section here. Ideas for other issues. So we've got middle of the escort mission. Now we're gonna have the stockpile. Okay, there we go. So move that down. So tells them about a powerful artifact worth a lot of money. Let's come up with a cool name for the artifact. Let's go back to this. Is there an artifact name generator? Let's see. Fancy names. Amazon. Those are people names. I don't want people names. Other names. Afterlife. Artifact names. Boom. Okay. Now here's the problem. Look. Burning Tiara. Ooh. Metal. That's good. I like that. Just throw. Okay. So let me write that down. So. Jump this down to over here. Okay, so end of issue. Helios crew steals from Prince's faction, and issue ends with Prince seeing them on security footage. Footage. There we go. All right, and then we got him saying something like, find them and bring them to me alive. All right, cool. Awesome. I like that. I like that a lot. Because that's the other thing, too. Like, the comic I was... Speaking of which, I know it was dropping a lot of frames beforehand, but did you manage to see the comic I've already had illustrated? Because the way that first issue ends... basically, the main character starts uncovering this like conspiracy theory about the different gangs, and it's like he's like, well, who would ever want this? Okay, let me pull that back up then. So basically, I will at least show you the last page of the first issue. Not Spire, Idiot Shadow. There we go. All right, so the way this ends is we have Victor and Dan. Victor's the main character. Dan is his kind of his sidekick. They're talking about like people are stockpiling guns for a coming war. He's like, but a war with who? And it cuts to our main bad guy who's always in the shadows the whole time, saying like, you know, like, oh, everything's going according to plan, blah 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 blah. And this one guy's like, oh, just think this. He's like, oh, you're pretty smart, and he kills him. He's like, oh, you're a detective. So like, yeah, the police badge here, and then this guy's like, oh, give me what I want. What do you want? War. Like whoever this guy is, which I know who he is, obviously. But eventually he's the main bad guy of the first arc because he's trying to cause the city to like riot against itself. Like he's pitting all the gangs against each other without them knowing. So that's just an idea of at least what's going on over there. So let's go back to the artifact name generator because some of these are god awful. The Tablet of Fate. Really? Tablet of Fate, really? Ugh. The Eradication Door? Really? Ugh. Awful. Awful, awful, awful. The Sword of... You were about to find... Shut up, Metal. The Sword of Paradise. The Staff of Misfortune. Like, these are so bad. Alright, let's not do this. Let's brainstorm an artifact together. What do you think, Metal? What's some ideas you got so far? Actually, hold on. Let me do something real quick. Alright, so... Okay, so let's just type this out real quick. So what I want to do is I want to try to get a lot of opinions on this as I possibly can. So there we go. All right, so I need an artifact, something powerful, something that would be worth a lot of money. So let's say I'm not gonna go into I won't go into like where what civilization it came from, like all that stuff. Like we don't need to go that in depth yet. That could be discovered probably over the course of the first arc, like what the artifact is, where it came from. Ooh, okay. Maybe the point of the arc is a race to find out what the artifact does. Maybe it's a race to figure out the civilization the artifact came from. All right, so I gotta figure out what it does, though. Okay, so Eridania, Ari, she is the okay, so I was thinking, so here's what the artifact does. So we have artifact. Here's some ideas. I like the idea of that. So it has advanced knowledge. Maybe it's an Astra booster. Could always do that. So I think those are probably the two best options to go from. So it could be something that has advanced knowledge about either technology, maybe the magic aspect, or it could flat out just be something that enhances magic. So maybe like if it's a magic booster, when Ari holds it, her spells are like, or not spells. I don't want to call them spells because I don't want them to be magic. Because I'm torn. I don't know if I want the idea of there being magic or if it's like if it's an enhancement, like how in Mass Effect it's like a biotic. I think I'm all right. So, all right, I'm gonna still call it Astra because I like that name, but it's not gonna be so much magic. It's gonna be some sort of there's a technological reason behind it that. Okay, so then it's going to be advanced knowledge then. So perfect. So the artifact is advanced knowledge that can tell you how to harness abilities. Yeah, okay. So, sorry. So we'll put a ability booster. All right. But I think advanced knowledge works anyway because maybe whatever's hidden in this artifact, kind of like a holocron from Star Wars almost, like it's knowledge of how to enhance your abilities further. So like how to use your biotics even more powerful, or how to get the most out of them. So that's all right. So that could be something. Now we just need a goddamn name. What are we gonna name this artifact? All right, let's do something. So we have artifact name generator. Not fancy names. I don't want that. Oh, here we go. Seven Sanctum magic item generator. See, like I don't like using these because most of them end up being like you can tell that they just take certain words and just smush them together. Let's see. Anything here? Character mix, religious items maybe? Would that do anything? Hey, yes, I did. I did, Evo. Pretty exciting. Let's see. I don't like any of these. These are all terrible, so I'm not going to use those. Those are terrible. And these are also terrible, so I don't know why I want the Sword of Death. What am I, in 7th grade? Christ. Alright, this is going to really bother me that I can't figure out a goddamn name for this. We'll skip it for right now. Alright, so, at least... So the beginning of it is they finish the job. They speak to Hila. Hila gives them the information about the artifact. So from there, oh hi John. Why is it over here like this? I don't like that. Go there we go. So they head towards whatever faction it is, base to steal the blank, whatever. That fire, though. Yeah, I wanted to make it classy, so I figured why not. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah. So, I'm sorry, Evo. Although I will. And he complains that he's hot. It's not from the fire, Metal. Okay, relax. Hey, Poe, what's up? Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I am gonna make, so Von Scylla is gonna be the Prince of Savis. Okay, he's gonna be the head of the. Yeah, I probably should be getting to go into bed soon too, but I feel like I'm gonna stay up for a little bit. So they're gonna head towards the Savis base, to steal the blank, whatever the artifact is. So, for those of you that just joined the stream. I am in the middle of creating a sci-fi comic right now, and Metal and I have been working out an idea for the first issue, and I need some help here because we have the idea of the main focus is these mercenaries who are the main characters up here. We have Ro, Ari, and Few. They are going to be sent to find an artifact, a powerful artifact that they want to steal and sell it to get, because we want a shit ton of money, because they're mercenaries. Obviously, the artifact is owned by one of the many factions, and them stealing it puts them on that faction's kill list, so then they have to kind of get out of it, whatever. I need a name for the artifact. So what I'm doing right now, the artifact is going to be something that stores advanced knowledge, because in this universe I'm using, which is it's based off of a sci-fi skin of 5th edition D&D, but I'm taking it and making the setting in a sci-fi universe I made myself. And in that universe, I'm not using magic, so to say. We're calling them abilities, but it's mostly kind of like in Mass Effect where you have biotics. Okay, so the factions so far, we have 4 factions made up. We have the Valorians, Savicians, Galatians, I don't know how to pronounce it yet, Galatians maybe? I don't know. Or Outer Territories. So the Savicians are a very militaristic society. Almost kind of like how, I'm blanking on the name, but if you've ever seen the Voltron cartoon, I know John, I know you have, they're kind of, without thinking about it, they're very, yeah, that's why I don't want to use Galatians, because that sounds dumb. I'm not, fuck the Bible. Sorry for religious people out there. But basically, I want the Savicians to kind of be how the bad guys are in Voltron. Like, very militaristic, very tech-heavy. But I don't know what I would call this artifact, though. So I'm still stuck on what the artifact is called. Galadans. I like that. Galadans. Not bad. Galadans. Thank you, Poe. Or Galidans. Galidans? Galadans? Alright. Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out what the artifact's going to be called. But regardless. So, the way the story is going to open up is the mercenaries are... yes, we do know what the artifact is. The artifact is something that it stores knowledge. So, for those Star Wars fans out there, it's kind of like a holocron. It's going to have knowledge in it, and it's going to teach people basically how to boost their own cybernetics and how to boost their own abilities. So, like, Ari is for lack of a better term, Ari is a spellcaster. But it's not, again, it's not magic, it's more tech-based. But if she had the artifact, she could enhance her own cybernetics, her own internal wiring, I guess, lack of a better word, and make more powerful abilities. But for them, at least, they want to just sell it. And, of course, them trying to sell it's going to end with whatever the faction they're stealing it from, finding out they stole it, they chase them down, blah, 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 all that good stuff. So they heads toward the base to steal whatever the thing is. Infinity Orb. I do like that. I really do. John, you might be onto something. They might... Holy shit. That would actually be a really... No, I like Infinity Orb, but I also like calling it just the battery. Like, it doesn't have a name. Yeah, that's what yeah, a little too Infinity Stone. But maybe it's just called the battery. Because no one knows what the fuck it's called, but they know what it does. John, you're a goddamn genius. Alright. So, the battery. I like that. It's simple. So, they head towards the Savage base to steal the battery. Battery. I guess I could do a different spelling of it to make it seem a little more sci-fi-ish. But I don't know. I kind of do like the idea of just calling it just the battery. Like, just something simple. Because the one thing I've noticed is, a lot of times, I don't like... Like, for instance, before you guys showed up, Metal and I were looking at different name generators, and I don't like the idea of having a sci-fi name that sounds sci-fi just to sound sci-fi. Like, let me show you. So, one of the things I did was I figured I'll go to this name generator, which it is pretty good for those who use it, for most things. But what I did was I went to Dungeons & Dragons. I'm like, let me look at a Dungeons & Dragons human name. Look at this shit. Like, who is gonna use this? Manzazazu. Like, what? I mean, I could be Van and be Lieben Shaka, but that's too much. So, give me a little title like, oh, it's a fucking AA battery. The Regulus battery. Lieben Checker Ass Shatter. I don't know how to fucking say it. I'll never know how to say it. The Regulus battery. I like that. I'm going to put that up there for right now. So we have the Regulus battery. I know, I find myself, like, I wanted to have an actual name. Like a legit, like, if you looked up what it was called. But I also like the fact that people just call it just the battery. So, like, maybe it really is, maybe the fucking thing's called just the Regulus. But people just call it the battery. Because they don't really know exactly what it does. Except give people power. I like that. Okay, perfect. Its actual name is the Regulus. But people just call it the battery. Perfect. Okay. I think that makes more sense. Because for a group of mercenaries, they're not going to be like, oh, we need the Regulus. Like, just get the battery. Steal the battery, sell the battery. Oh. Very cool. Alright, that makes sense then. Okay, so they head towards the Savage base to steal the Regulus. So now, alright, so now obviously, they have a whole, base infiltration. Now, call it also the lines. Oh. That's not bad either. Like, it's, okay, yeah. I'm gonna write this all down. If I use it, I use it. If I don't, I don't. Lion's heart. Okay, so, my other big thing here is, now, when they infiltrate the base, they're obviously not going to blast their way in. Now, I don't know if I want to do the thing of, like, they eventually have to fight their way through the base, or if I do the trope of they get to it, but as soon as they pick it up, the alarms go off. Like, I'm not sure. Okay, you know what? We're going to go with base infiltration. So, on the way to the artifact, there's stealth kills, keep quiet, maybe few hacks into doors and consoles. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I mean, DMP. I think it should absolutely have, like, a title, but people just commonly call it the battery. So I'm going to call it the Regulus, or people just like it the battery. Okay, so on the way to the artifact, stealth kills, they're trying to stay quiet the whole time. Few has to hack into some doors and all that shit. Eventually reach the artifact. Ooh, I like this. Okay. As they free the artifact, Ari has an uncontrollable urge to touch the battery. When she does, a small ripple of energy explodes out of her, setting off the alarm. Okay, there we go. Okay, wow, metal. We're kind of on the same page here. Okay, yeah. So what I thought was, I'm imagining. So we have the three main characters. We have Ro, Ari, and Few. So I'm imagining Few's hacking the console to open up whatever is holding the artifact, and Ro is gonna grab it and shove it in his bag. And as he does that, as soon as like the barrier comes up, like Ari feels this like power making her want to like touch it, and like as Ro is like carefully taking it off its thing, she walks up and like goes to grab it, and the second she grabs it, it's like just like a poof, like a thunder wave, just like explodes out, like shatters consoles and sets off an alarm. Although I could definitely see that, like if she's ever holding it while she casts her spells, I don't want to call them spells, when she uses her abilities, like either it's super powered, it goes wrong, or something completely else. Like if she tries, like, okay, so John, you've been playing a lot of Mass Effect lately. So like if she uses like Singularity, like she'll go to do that, or like if she uses Push, like she'll send out like a biotic force that usually would push somebody back, but like it just like incinerates someone, like just blows them up. Or her Singularity causes a mini black hole and sucks everything into it. So that could be one thing. Okay. And then obviously you have to fight their way out. As you do. And then the way, maybe something that no one receives, some hidden purpose or power or origin of the battle that no one knew. Yeah. That's true. I like Metal's idea, too, where something Ari does when she touches the... Because also what I'm thinking of, too, is the way I had it ending, the first issue, is that the prince is informed of the break-in, informed of the theft, and he watches the security cameras, sees the crew, and wants them hunted down. But I like the idea of something happening with Ari, that he notices something like maybe no one's been able to control it yet, or people have been plugging. I like both those ideas. I like both those ideas a whole lot. Perfect. Okay, so back with the artifact. There is an ancient alien sentience, right? Sentience, is that the word? Sentience locked inside the artifact. Now here's the thing, do we want to make it like an evil sentience, or maybe it's like a good alien and like it's only picking Ari because they know the Savicians are trying to use it as a weapon, and he knows Ari doesn't want to use the power as a weapon, so that's why he jumps into Ari's body. Just so it's not always like, oh, evil alien. Ugh. I'm gonna do that. I like that idea. Jumps into Ari's body, giving her natural abilities because it... Ooh, I like that actually. It senses she doesn't want to use the power as a weapon. Okay. Yes, I like that a lot. Because I had the idea of like, oh, she's magic, she can communicate with the thing. But like, this whole empire would have brought in magical people to check it out, to see if it works. But I think maybe because... Yes, I like this a lot. Because now... I like the idea of the overall arc throughout the next couple issues, and this arc and the next arc, is Ari fighting with herself about whether or not to give in and use the power as a weapon, or if she's going to only use it to defend herself. Which I think that would be really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. So, plot point. Ari must struggle. Spell it right, please. Struggle with the idea of using all the power for herself in self-defense, or using it against her enemies. So I like that too, because I feel like that could cause a lot of conflict between Um, oh, thank you. I think it'd be really cool because it could cause a lot of conflict between her and Ro, because I could imagine Ro being a former soldier in some faction, and he sees her power. He's like, we could wipe out so many people with this power. We could turn the tide of this coming war. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to be left alone. Like, I just want to make money. And like, and maybe when they try to sell the artifact in the next couple issues, everyone picks it up and like, this is useless. There's nothing in it because all the power in the artifact is now in Ari. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so when the crew tries to sell the artifact, every buyer thinks it's useless because the true power has jumped into Ari. Thank you, DMP. I like doing this stuff because I feel like I like bouncing ideas off people. I like kind of getting other people's opinions because, like, if I did this all myself, like, I feel like I could be like, oh, this is a good idea, but like, you guys are coming up with some pretty cool shit. Okay. Yes, John, even better. Okay, so we'll say an ancient alien AI. But would they know that if the power had never been unlocked before? Would they know what, Metal? Maybe the power is in her, but she might know of its more use than they do because of the bigger purpose of it? Or, I mean, you could even do something as simple as, like, That's a really good point, too. That's a really good point, Metal. That'd be really cool, because then in that way, maybe in, like, the second or third issue, as the prince is chasing them down, like, Ari throws the artifact and is like, here, take it. And they run, and, like, the soldiers let them go, and now the prince has the artifact. He's like, "This, I don't want the artifact. I want her." No. Metal, I appreciate it. So, I like that. So after a while, when they have the object, okay, perfect. So eventually, what's gonna happen is, eventually the crew is cornered. Spell it right, please. Cornered by Savician troops who steal back the artifacts, but the prince realizes that the power is in Ari and wants her instead. These. I believe so. Can you zoom in on your headset? They are. I'm pretty sure they're game comms. Yeah. It is a G230. I've had this headset for about a year or so, I think so. Okay, so I like that idea a lot. So now, because now the point is the artifact is kind of like a MacGuffin, where like no one needs the artifact anymore; they need her. No problem. So that way, okay, so that we've at least got the first issue. Is it Logitech? I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It is. I'm sorry. It is Logitech. That makes sense. I should have known that because I'm a dum-dum. So, trust if you go back and you so Evo, I don't know if you watch my Monday D&D game that I play in, but if you ever went back and watched the original episodes, my first headset was like legitimately like a thin little like Walkman headset, and my microphone was built into my laptop. Oh my god, it was so bad. It's really funny watching videos from when I first started until just now. And also it's funny too, because occasionally I've been uploading some YouTube videos recently, and I find it hilarious that when I go back and look at my original YouTube videos versus like the most recent one, like the quality is like night and day, and it's so funny. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we've got issue 1 pretty locked down. So, all right, so let's review, class. So our characters, we've got Rodusky Marks or Ro, Eridania or Ari, and then Comtech Few are the members of the Helios. So it's like Helios crew. And we've got Prince Hadric von Scylla, who's the Prince of Savas. So, if you haven't seen them on Twitter, I posted them a while ago. Yes, and that's the thing, because yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, they get the battery in the first episode or first issue because they realize that the battery isn't really the real power. The power is in the battery, and then from there it becomes a chase as to like, yeah, that's the whole main thing. So the first story arc is going to be basically the Prince of Savas and his army chasing down the crew of the Helios, trying to get Ari and get the power out of her some way. So of course that could bring them into conflict with other nations. Like maybe they try to hide out with the Valorians, but the Valorians like, we're not getting involved because we don't need a war with the Savas right now, so they have to kind of go on the run. But it depends. I don't know. Maybe that's what she finds out throughout the course of the first arc. Maybe she's stuck with it. Maybe she moves it to somewhere else. That could be a good cliffhanger for the end of the arc. Like maybe she gets rid of the power in a different artifact, so now the whole thing starts over again. Like, do we hide this artifact? Can she destroy the power? I don't know. We're going to find out. So, we've got our characters, which these are the ones I drew. So, this is Eridania. Let me zoom in a little bit. That's Eridania. Hold on. Let me jump to this view. Okay, there we go. Let's move the chat up there a little bit. Make that a little smaller. A little smaller. There we go. Okay, so, also, let's make this shit classy, please. Fire. Thank you. Can't be classy without a goddamn fire. Fire's a little bit too big. Let's make the fire a bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so. Ooh. That's not a bad idea, John. So, I want to jump to this one because... So, these are the characters. We've got Eridania right there. Okay, who is our pilot, and she's the one that has access to the magic. This is Rodusky, who's kind of like the ship captain. We have Contact Few, who is our alien, and then we have the Prince Hadric. So, those are the 4 characters I have designed so far. Obviously, we're gonna have more. So, another character is Ila Faro, who is the smuggler boss that is going to be kind of like a on again, off again ally. So, if you wonder what Ila looks like, I actually, most of you will make fun of me for this. Stupid. Probably Few. Few will be the one who's probably sarcastic because I feel like he's just fucking hilarious alien. So, this is, if you've seen Wreck-It Ralph, you'll know who this is. So, don't make fun of me. This is who Ila's going to be, basically, but a little bit stockier. I don't know. I've always liked this character, and I've actually based a lot of characters off of her, because I think she's cool. But so this is basically what Ila's going to look like, just for those who care. All right, so. All right, will the battery holder. All right, so issue 1, they finish up a smuggling job, stealing different combat enhancers. They sell them back to Ila. Ila gives them the information about the battery, saying like someone's finally found it. It's in this base. Do I don't. I used to. It's at my parents' house, but they're actually getting rid of him. So Ela gives them the information about the Regulus, saying, this is worth a lot of money. If you can steal this, I know a person who can fence it. They go to the base, steal the Regulus. All this shit goes down, and the issue ends. So the issue ends with them. No, it's fine. Sometimes I have facial and verbal tics that occasionally I'll make weird noises without knowing it. So if you hear an odd noise, that's probably what it is. So the issue ends with them blasting their way out of the base, and then it'll flash to like somewhere in like some military base where a person comes up to the prince and says like there's been a break-in, someone's stolen the battery, and then no, it's fine. And then he sees the footage, sees them, and then sees something with Ari. Like maybe Ari touches it, and like her biotic power is like enhanced like a whole bunch. And like now he wants them to find them and bring them to him. Okay, so not bad. We've got issue 1 down. So what I will do then, which I'm not going to do it right now. I will probably work out this a little more tomorrow during the day. And if you guys want, I could probably stream this again. My process of like... So this is basically the process of how I come up with a story. Also, I'm really liking doing this with you guys together because I love having more input into it. But what I use for those who are into writing comic books or screenplays or whatever, I use a website, where is it? Over here, called Celtics. Okay. I have my own login here. Okay. You can subscribe and get stuff. I don't do that. I just do it for free. So yeah, I mean we can definitely do it, John. Probably not right now, just because it's almost 12 o'clock, so I'm probably gonna go to bed in a second. But I just want to show this website at least. So on this website is where I have my my comics. So I have Shadow, which I've made. I have 4 issues of Shadow written. And then I have Spire, which I have. I haven't done anything with this one yet, but I have 3 of this written. And it's pretty cool because like the way you write it, so like has like the first panel 1, page 1, caption, all this stuff. So I mean, it's a really cool website. I like it a lot. So I'll probably end up making something on this probably tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it on stream. Maybe I'll do it off stream. Depends. Oh no! Don't look at that. Don't look at that. That's a surprise. That's my next comic we'll work on probably tomorrow. A comic I call Pure Tide, which I'm pretty sure John knows exactly what that is. Actually, you know what? That'd be fun. Actually, tomorrow, why don't we work on Pure Tide? Actually, sorry, I can't do it tomorrow. I can do it tomorrow because my D&D game isn't until 7:30. So it'll be an earlier stream probably. So although I know most of you guys will most likely be watching Ven's stream, so I get it. And I can always push it back to another day if you guys want to. I don't want to really, because I know I'm not gonna compete with Ven, obviously. But just something to think about. But I am gonna actually get ready for bed because it is getting pretty late here. But I really do appreciate you guys hanging out. It really does mean a lot, and I'm glad we could do this together. So I do have 4 monitors. All right, fair enough, Metal. Okay, we get Metal's got his monitors. So maybe I will do it tomorrow then. Because I get home around like 3, so maybe stream at like 4 or 5. I'll figure it out. But regardless, tomorrow when I'm at work, I don't really do work a lot because I'm really just fucking tired of my job and I hate it. So I'll try to light the fire. I know it's supposed to be make it classy. I just watched Mercer's Q&A and he had a fire going in the background, so I thought that was a really cool idea. So whenever I do something cool and chill out and I have a little fire going. But I will try to do a little bit more of this if I can. I wish I could find out where it is, but I have like stacks of notebooks where I've written out storylines for different comics. I usually do like, here's an event. This event takes 2 pages. This event takes 3 pages. And then from there, break it up into different panels. Like for instance, it was metal. It was really good. Like I got emotional watching it actually. I won't spoil why, but I'll let you figure it out. So for instance, let's look at Shadow for a second. So this is the comic I've already had illustrated. This is issue 1 of Shadow. So for instance, like, let me skip ahead a little bit to the fight scene. Okay, so right here, this is where Shadow jumps into the thing and starts the fight scene. So in my notebook, I wrote down fight scene between Shadow and Grim Jim. So I said this will probably take like 3 to 4 pages. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It ends on the 5th page. So basically the cool thing is I figured out like, okay, I have certain events that are going to take place over the course of a certain amount of pages, and then I kind of go for it from there. Yeah, you should. Jeek Sundry sub is worth it. It's one of the few ones that I've kept on there consistently. But regardless, I might grab another notebook and make it my official Harbinger notebook. So who knows? I like doing that. I'm very big into notebooks, so I'll try to make like a specific notebook for each one. But this is just an idea, and then like again, so like another plot point. So we have the lead into the main villain. So that's 2 pages. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of things like this. But regardless, until then, I really do appreciate you guys hanging out. I will catch you guys later, and I will follow. I think most of you already do follow me on Twitter at Bad Chilii, all one word with 2 I's in Chilii, CHILII. And I will hopefully see you guys later. Until then, catch you guys later. Bye.